Hi, still Sloan. Um, so, okay, so I had a couple of ideas today. So if you're going to see me in the blue tank top and the black sweater skirt thing for a couple of videos, because I came up with a whole bunch of ideas today, and I just figured I'm going to sit down and like record them all before I forget them. and so yeah, you'll see me in this outfit for a bit now. Um, Right. So yesterday I was standing in front of my building because I was waiting for my groceries, and so I have issues with my biological family. Just the immediate family, though. Like my biological sister went batshit nuts, tried to take over my life. She tried to take over my relationship with my children. She tried to take over my place in certain people's beds. Uh, in her attempt to become me, she has, from time to time, broken into my home and stolen things from me, clothing, food, hair, hats, jackets, things that the one that bugged me the most, and it's in my book in much more gory detail, but she stole half a drawer full of underwear from me, and like it's not just cheap underwear, it's not just a couple of bras and panties or whatever, it's corsets and body hosiery and like really really cool shit that I spent good money on, and yeah, who steals half a drawer full of underwear? Like really, who does that? Anyway, I digress. So I was standing in front of my building, and before the truck pulled up, uh, our brother, I guess, the three siblings are younger than me, so it would be her, and then we have another brother who I don't speak of ever, and he's mentioned in the book, and you'll see why. And we have the other brother who went off to the army and came back thinking he is the man of the family, and so he will run the women folk as he would run his household, though he doesn't have a household, and he came to live on our couches. So yeah, he came walking past my building, and I turned in disgust and sighed. I could not help it. It was an audible thing. I'm like a living cartoon that way, and so when I just and he said, "Hi, what's up?" Dude, you live with the psycho bitch that gaslighted me for 17 fucking years, kidnapped my child, and then used you to help her through the court to attain custody of my child because I threatened to have my child removed from her home with the police. Cannot make this shit up. Oh, but there's someone else out there in the world swearing that my book is all about her. I don't know why. I've only known her the last 3 or 4 years. It's not her. Whatever. Doesn't matter. My family's fucked up. And so, when this whole thing happened and I wrote the book about the 17 years worth of gaslighting and the crazy and the stalking and the driving me nuts with the constant phone calls and the tossing of my room like she's my fucking parole officer. All of this flooding back to me because it is trauma, and she lives a block and a half away from me, and he lives with her, and as he's walking by, he's all, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "You don't have family here. Go away." And people don't understand that. Like, yes, I've cut off from my family. Hell, I ran away from home when I was 15 years old. But, 14, 15 years old. It was only ever the immediate family I had problems with. My grandmother, I was fine with. My aunts, my cousins, we were all great. aunts and uncles on the other side, cousins on that side. We were all pretty cool too, just the biological mother and her children. My father is separate. We have a whole different relationship. And the man that I talk about more often than not as my dad is someone else, and he adopted me at age 13. That was a whole. Just buy the book. It's quicker. It's easier. It's all there. So yeah, her brother went walking past my building and acted like he had family here, and he acted like we were friends or something. And this is why I hate living a block and a half away from one of my fucking stalkers. You never know when you're going to run into her at the pharmacy, or the liquor store, or the Chinese place, or the pizzeria, or grocery shopping. It's all right downstairs from me. And so I have to live with this on a daily basis. I have anxiety about it. I don't have fears about dealing with her or her family. I just feel outrage and disgust, and I want to be sure to maintain myself so I don't get myself arrested, because I know my instincts, and I'm not really good at reining them in when it comes to being shit on by my family. That being said, I changed my name legally to Nikola Sloan Prosper. Nikola after Nikola Tesla, because I'm a huge nerd and a big fan. And also because Nico, Velvet Underground, anyway, whatever. So when I wrote my book and I published it, I wrote it, I had only just started going by the name Nikola, and I was just starting to get comfortable with that with my friends, and I thought, well, when I published the book, I want it to be out there, but I don't really need it in my name. I don't kind of want to, I don't like drawing attention to myself. I like being the quiet, standoffish one in the corner that everyone kind of thinks hates them, because, well, I'm probably trying to figure out what TV show they fell out of. Anyway, none of that has anything to do with it. I'm losing my point. Hold on. Life has gotten so fucking annoying with having the constant stress of having to look both ways when I leave my building so as to avoid stalkers and her family. Now with this new name, when I published the book, I put it under the name N. Sloan Prosper, because I thought it would it looked nice on the page. It just did. And I thought it looked more professional than Nicholas Sloan Prosper. And so, and I just like the name Sloan. It's a strong name. I figured, write the book under that. And then I forgot that all of my social media would have to be changed to that, because that's where people would be getting in touch with me. And so now I have this weird flux state of all of my accounts saying either N. Sloan Prosper or Nicholas Sloan Prosper or Nicola. It's all, and I'm so over having to start new lives that I am hoping that this is the last final life. And I think I might go back to having you all calling me Nico, because it feels more organic for me. And while Sloan Prosper wrote the book, I don't know who she is, and so we can, hey, at this point I'll answer to hey you. So you call Barry going down the street, I'm going to look, because I'll probably assume you're calling me, maybe, because I'm a weirdo. All right.